Hey you guys, and welcome to the Steele Wars Hyperchat. It is Wednesday, the 2nd of December, 2020. Hope everyone is well. We have got a bunch of cool stuff to talk about on today's episode. Details. I've done some great interviews with Details on life on the set of the Star Wars films, but Freudian slip. It's not a Freudian slip. It's just a slip. Detours, the cartoon series developed by George Lucas and the Robot Chicken guys. An episode of that has leaked. I have seen it. Was it good? We shall find out. Rosario Dawson talks to StarWars.com about Ahsoka's future. And we've got new High Republic info and also a sweet picture of Jedis on Horsey Jedi. Hey to everyone in the chat. Before we get into all that, a cool thing I saw in commemoration of David Prowse's passing is in Bristol. They have erected, and if you're watching the video, you'll be able to see it right now, an impromptu or a makeshift statue to Darth Vader in Bristol, where the statue of Edward Colston once stood up until this year. And it was torn down as part of the Black Lives Matter protests earlier this year, because Colston was a huge part of the Atlantic slave trade. He passed in 1721. There you go. There's a bit of extra trivia for you about that whole thing. So now there are calls to get a permanent statue of David Prowse as Darth Vader or Darth Vader in Bristol, which would be a really cool thing as a tribute, a cool tourist attraction for Bristol, and something for Star Wars fans to go see. And that video comes from Martin Booth, the Bearded Journo on Twitter. So there is that. So I saw Star Wars Detours. Someone leaked the let's see if I can find, here we go. This is the post on reddit.com. Check this out. The video has since deleted, and someone gave me a password protected mirror of it. So I got to check it out. So I believe they're going to change the password and stuff like that. So I don't have it to share with people, but I did get to watch it twice. 6 minutes. It has since been deleted by Reddit's legal operations team. 500 or so comments. Interesting. There's nothing really here of any details. Why was it leaked, first of all? Well, it could have been someone in the production process that just had access to it, and they pass it on to someone else as a digital file, then they've posted it. You know, if I want to put on a tinfoil hat, maybe someone in the Robot Chicken camp that want it, you know, they've made 36 of these episodes, and they're pretty much ready to go. They don't need the Snyder Cut treatment. Maybe they're getting it out there to drum up support. And the quality of this episode sort of stands up to that, because it was decent. It was decent. 6 minutes. I will go into everything that happens in it, but maybe we should check out the trailer for everyone. This is the publicly released trailer. If you don't know, Detours was in the George Lucas era. They had 36 episodes ready to go, and then once the handover to Disney took place, they, in an aid to protect the character's integrity, decided not to screen the project. And let's watch a bit of the trailer just to get back into it.
You ready? Punch it! Yo, dudes, the Empire's pretty chill. Maybe you could, join it or something.
No. I left a message with your roommate, but your machine was full, so your landlord hung up on me when I was walking your dog.
All right, so this Boba Fett thing, talking to the waitress, that is obviously an ongoing joke in the series because it's mentioned twice in this 6 minutes. And I like Breckin Meyer as Boba Fett. I loved in Robot Chicken, but I wasn't, for what we see of Boba Fett. I don't know. It's whatever. But let's keep going.
Have
The people saying they loved Robot Chicken, and so did I. I thought it was really good, but some of the stuff in this I'm not the biggest fan of. Let's go.
Rez. Put some pants on, man.
Hey, so, how's my nose look?
Oh! Detours! Are you ready for the ribbon cutting ceremony?
All right. I do have to say, the voice going, Detours! It's right up there with the masks. I got to tell you. I should talk. Leidra has been begging me in the chat for a couple of days to explain why I don't like the masks at the start of The Mandalorian. It's just not classic. It's like a Marvelization of Star Wars. I just wish they just stuck with the Lucasfilm thing, or it just. And I hate the font, and the font's like a modern font. Fonts are very important to me. I all that stuff, it messes with me. So it's just too modern. It doesn't. It's just too Marvel-y and yeah. So the episode that Stephen Murren, he agrees with me. It's Star Wars trying to be Marvel. It does seem like it comes from the same chair. Oh, Michael Nip, he's with me. Too Marvel. One Marvel fan says, well, Marvel sells. So Star Wars sells too. And I don't know if people are going to see that opening and go, oh, yes, I wasn't going to watch it. But I would just a bit more tasteful. A bit more sort of tonally correct, immersive. Leidra says, thank you, Steele. I appreciate it. Matt Anderson says, isn't it the same font, just colorful? No, it's a similar font, but the letters they are slightly different shapes. So don't start me. Don't stop me. Anyway, you want to hear about this Detours episode or not? Jack Plant says, thoughts on a Friends sitcom style opening for Star Wars. I'm going to put you on a 5-minute rest, Jack, with suggestions like that. So this sketch or scene is about 6 minutes. It takes place in Dexter's Diner. Dexter he's filing an insurance claim with a bluey purple protocol droid, C-3PO droid. And he's claiming the plate's broken. And the droid says it's like the 11th claim. We don't cover this anymore. And there's some joke about what keeps doing this. And then Jar Jar bursts in his senatorial robes and breaks plates as he comes in. So there's that. Jar Jar keeps going on. He says he's got 2 dates. So I'm not sure I guess that this is a 6-minute scene, but the episodes were longer, like 26 minutes or something like that. So maybe later on in the episode we'd find out about Jar Jar's 2 dates, but he mentions it a couple times. Then Forlum and Zuckuss, like a Muppet babied version of them, come in Pulp Fiction style and say, "It's a robbery!" And then they go, "No one move!" Like they quote those lines from the start of Pulp Fiction perfectly. One of the ongoing jokes, which is pretty good, maybe they hit it a bit too much, is they keep getting Zuckuss and Forlum's names the wrong way around. So a good joke. The first couple times I heard it, I was like, ha 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 ha. And then, and this is sort of like my criticism of it is they do hit, like this is I feel like the top of what I'd be able to handle. Like the Princess Leia parts that we saw in the trailer, they just rubbed me the wrong way. You know, she's sort of like Kelly, early days Kelly from Beverly Hills 90210, just a Paris Hilton cliched type character. So Dex says he hasn't got any money, and then Forlum and Zuckuss make you all feel sorry for them because trying to get this was they were trying to get into the Bounty Hunters Guild, which is hey, they don't just let anyone into that. Obviously, we know that from the Mandalorian Chapter 5, The Gunslinger. All right, even Toro had to work at it. So chill out, Forlum and Zuckuss. And so you feel sorry for them because they're just trying to join the guild. And then they're about to leave. And then Jar Jar says, "Oh, I'm glad they didn't take us ransom or hostage." And that gives them the idea to take them hostage. And they ask themselves, what would Boba do? Because that's their hero, Boba Fett. And then the waitress says, "Oh, Boba Fett, I'm waiting for a call from him," which harkens back to the Boba Fett waitress thing in the trailer. So that's one callback to that trailer scene. Sorry, just had a pop-up window come up. Everyone feels bad for them as they're trying. Jar Jar goes outside because they decide if anyone's going to be released as a hostage, it should be Jar Jar just so they can get away from him. He goes outside and tells all the police that have gathered around that he's got 2 dates. So they're hitting that again. Then Lando calls Dexter's Diner and makes an order for fries and a BLT. Dexter says he's a little bit busy. Makes another joke about Forlum and Zuckuss getting their names wrong way around. Then they say they're negotiating with the police to get jetpacks like Boba Fett. And the police say if they give themselves up, they'll give them everything they want. And then everyone feels so sorry for them because they believe that they say, hey, they're not telling the truth. They're going to capture you. They're not going to, once you give yourself up, you're giving yourself up. And they ask what would Boba do. And the waitress says, maybe you should ask yourself what would Forlum and Zuckuss do. But she gets the names around the wrong way. Again, hitting that joke. So to get out of this, they get them to deliver the food to Lando and then make up this story about how Forlum and Zuckuss they were crazed, notorious, dangerous bounty hunters to help them get the word out on the HoloNet that Forlum and Zuckuss are badass dudes that should be in the Bounty Hunters Guild. And Boba Fett is watching TV and he sees this. He sees the waitress and goes, "Oh, I've got to ring that lady again," hitting that again. And then because there's all this, they falsify an explosion to pretend they got away. And the insurance droid says, "Hey, we're going to cover this because we cover burglary." So everything works out for Dexter because he helped out the fugitives. And then they're watching all the news reports, being so happy how they're famous now at Lando's crib. And they talk about how once Jabba the Hutt sees this, they'll get in that Bounty Hunters Guild for sure. Then they cross the scene ends with a cross to Tatooine, and the news report is on the TV, but Jabba the Hutt is asleep. End scene. So I feel like they may, if it is a leak to get support, I feel like maybe they put out one of the more that they thought would be broadly accepted episodes, and it's not bad. If it was on YouTube, it's a fine thing to put on and watch, but it's yeah, I think if I watched it all and how many times they hit the same joke, it would drive me insane. It would drive me insane. Wow, thanks, Loxy says, Steele is crushing this explanation. It's like I'm watching it in my head. Braxton, Steele sounds like Bob Lazar, the UFO dude that used to work at Area 51. What? Kessel Run Radio is live streaming right now? How dare they? How dare they? So that is that. Elijah Neal says, yeah, agreed. It's not bad. I'd honestly watch Detours for historical sake. Yeah, I'd watch them. I'll watch that. But I don't think I think I'd be shocked if I watched all 36 episodes if they were in that 20-minute plus mark. Dan Brooks talks to Rosario Dawson on StarWars.com. Now, good interview. You know, it's StarWars.com, so it's going to be StarWars.com-y. They definitely don't hit the Rosario Dawson's legal issues with former trans friend of her family, like Vanity Fair did. Sadly, they're not going to. I think they should, but Star Wars, you know, apart from putting their support behind, you know, the Black Lives Matter, John Boyega speech, they let everyone else do the talking, which is a shame. This is the thing with the Karina. I'm not going to be able to say her name now because I messed it up. Cara Dune, Karina. Gina Carano. What am I saying? Gina Carano. Like, they're so, like, just totally ignoring it that even in the ads for Disney Plus, they're using her face, like, on social media, which just creates a flame war in the comments between people for and against her. It's odd. Like, you know, it's not a matter of like, don't use her, you know, ignore she's not there. But yeah, I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but to use her sole image in the advertising and like, don't you have to know that that's going to start people arguing underneath? And is that like, if you're ignoring it, ignore it better. So odd. But you know, it would be cool, like say with Rosario Dawson, if they mentioned it in some way and then used all the views on this interview to, you know, raise money for the, you know, the Trans Legal Center or something like that. And the link for that, if you want to donate, is in it should be in the links below. Or yeah, it's in the link down below in the show notes. But yeah, it's sort of like, I just feel like they should be going out of their way to say, hey, we as a company, you know, we've got you back. If you're a fan and you're trans, we've got you back. So it's yeah, just the blank, the stone wall of how they do stuff. And I feel like it was like kind of calculated in that StarWars.com put their interview up on Wednesday, knowing that the Vanity Fair article would go up on Monday. So I felt like they let that go up with that extra bit covering those issues in Vanity Fair, and then they get to do the sort of the lighter side, the wart-free part of the story without being questioned about it. It's telling how I see it on that one. Now, some interesting comments in the chat. Now, what does they actually spoke to Rosario Dawson? It's 2 days before the episode of The Jedi came out, and she admits to being anxious about her performance and its reception. Oof. Oh, imagine. And Dan editorializes that maybe that's because Dawson in the end is still an Ahsoka fan, the same person who answered a random tweet about somehow taking on the role. I think she talks about Ashley here somewhere. Where is the Ashley bit? Ashley did such an incredible job, and I know how fans feel about her, and I know how she feels about the character and how much she's given to it, Dawson says. And I know it's such a different feeling and space to bring this character that people have loved for so many years into live action. I really, really, really wanted it to be something that people could enjoy and get into as another Ahsoka story. Listen, Disney Gallery, The Mandalorian, Season 2. Let's get these two people together, even on Zoom. But there should be an episode heavily featuring Ashley Eckstein and interacting with Rosario Dawson about Ahsoka. And it'd be good for fans of people that have an Ahsoka preference to see them together, interacting, talking about how they both love the character. It's that would be a good thing. Sean Hoffman is saying Steele should make ASMR videos, just moving the mouse around and clicking on stuff. This mouse, it is so loud. This mouse, Apple, it doesn't work that well. It doesn't work that consistently, but man, it's loud. Someone just had a... John Bishop says, having worked in PR for some time, it's not easy to be the voice of the company. Dan Brooks does it best, is among the best. Hey, none of my criticism about this is to Dan Brooks. He's love reading his interviews. He's a great guy. But, you know, these are those decisions and not made at his level to sort of mention that stuff. Let's go. Then this is for book fans by Elijah Neal. He's got to go. Let's stop that. Let's start this. Charles Soule, the author of Light of the Jedi, the first book in the High Republic series, released this, I believe it's a limited edition cover with the Jedi riding space horses, ignited sabers, going head to head against what are they called again? The Nile or something. And they're on space horses too, and they're about to clash in the middle of the spine of this fold-out book cover. Let's click on this to find out what it is. Charles Soule says, look, the special edition of my Star Wars High Republic novel, Light of the Jedi, a stunning textless wraparound painting. And yes, this scene is in the book. So we will get to see good guys on space horses with lightsabers going up against the Nile or the Nil, something on Space Horses. And to celebrate, did an interview with Kristen Baver, which you can check that out also at starwars.com. The main takeaways that I conferred with King Tom on this is that he rewrote a lot of it during the pandemic. So took advantage, or I guess took advantage. I don't think he would have suggested it of rewrite of the hold up, the delay, because it was meant to be out by now. The delay in rewriting it. So that should lead to a better product. And the disaster that keeps getting sizzled apparently takes up the first third of the book. So I asked King Tom if he'd read the chapters yet that have been released, because they're releasing little sizzle chapters. Has he replied? I said, have you read these released chapters? And he says, only the first, waiting on the rest. Give me some opinion, Tom. Turn it or burn it. People are very excited about this in the chat. Sam Carey says, the drought of Star Wars books since Chaos Rising has made me sad, but High Republic is coming. John Bishop says, agreed, Steele Wars. My only point is Dan Brooks could do it on the independent side too. Oh, yeah, of course. His stuff knowledge is real solid. So that is that. Now, listen. Little window on the side of this. Point the wrong way. How do I point this that way? Bang. That seems so unnatural to where it will be. Little light up sale thing, Black Friday sale, still going through the Cyber Week or whatever. $9.95 t-shirts, merchostore.com. Chicago sports reference. That one's up there. Snoke Theory sucks. I'm with Snoke. I'm with his parents. We're home. Mendo. Ignite the Green. That might be sold out by now. Anyway, they're up there, $10, and you also get a 10 plus sticker pack. So help a brother out if you're enjoying all the content, or check out patreon.com/Steele Wars. I hate plugs. Trust me, I joke about it. It's like going to the dentist. The Verge are reporting that some metric, what is this metric that covers this? But there's a 4 times, what is Parrot, which measures demand by how much time people are spending watching a show through social media, fan ratings, and piracy. Wow, to create overall interest. And since The Mandalorian Season 2 came out, there is interest, which Parrot measures, has increased 4 times, fourfold, 400%, as it will. Because of that. So that's that is pretty interesting. I would suggest Disney Plus do more to get people into this content instead of sending people to YouTube to watch whatever people suggest. I just don't see why there's not like a 2-minute video at the end of like in the extras, just saying, hey, watch this episode. Here's a link. Watch this episode. Watch this. This will fill some stuff in. Very dry presentation at Disney Plus. I also thought they would do, because it's such a hit show, they'd do like a Talking Dead style show with celebrities that love Star Wars gushing about it and making jokes to sort of hit that pop culture mark a little bit more. Maybe too hard to the Zoom. People do everything by Zoom. So there you go. Oh, in sad news, Funko made my son cry. Hey, bloody Funko. This Funko Pop of sad baby Grogu I love hearing Corey say Grogu, by the way. It's delightful. I can't wait to hear Brittany say it from the Canto Bite Dispatch. I reckon she'll have... I look forward to hearing her say Grogu. But sad Funko Pop Grogu. Harry saw this because whenever I see something that's Baby Yoda, because it's his favorite Star Wars character, he knows. I don't think he knows anyone else's. He can point. If I say what's an X-Wing, he knows what that is, but and a Millennium Falcon. But because it hangs on his roof. He saw this and he was like, no, Baby Yoda sad, no. And then started tearing up in solidarity with sad little Grogu here. So, bloody Funko Pops, think about it. Help me out. Then I will wrap up with this. How long have we gone? Half an hour. I did a... Who do you think? I did a poll out of who would you put money on saying, I've got to show you this. Wait there. I'll pop that up to show you. I did this tweet this morning. Seinfeld. I'm sick of filler episode. They all, if you look at them at the end, they all build. Stop saying filler. It's the journey. Enjoy the journey. It's an overdone. It's not a great comparison, but Seinfeld had 179 filler episodes. Then there was the season finale, and it was great. Shut up. Watch the show. Anyway, do you like that rant? Who would you put money on appearing in the last 3 episodes of The Mandalorian, Season 2? Choices were Bo-Katan, Boba Fett, Ahsoka Tano, Cobb Vanth. Cobb Vanth coming in at 8.8%. Ahsoka Tano coming in at 12%. About 1,500 people voted on this. 32% went for Bo-Katan and 48 or so percent, almost half, went for Boba Fett. I've heard a rumor about a Boba Fett return, but I don't know if it can be attached to the secret Boba Fett show that's meant to be happening, season 3, whatever. I feel like Bo-Katan is the most logical story-wise. But let's see. I'm getting some people saying all 4. That would be pretty gnarly. John Bishop has got me. Straight up, filler is the dumbest, laziest critique ever. Agreed. Thomas Sutton says Harrison's affinity with Grogu really warms the heart. By the way, I've not even mentioned Grogu to him. I can't. He's not ready to handle a name change of the one Star Wars character whose name he knows. Sean Hoffman says we need a none option. Dude, someone's coming back. We've got to gamble. Don't you like gambling, Sean? Jeez. Get a gambling addiction, mate. It's COVID. There's nothing else to do. I can't. Yeah, gambling, I don't. It's too much for me. I don't suggest it because percentage-wise, you're going to lose. So lose your money doing fun stuff, having experiences, not worrying about winning in money. If I'm in Vegas, I like blackjack and all that, but just blah, blah, blah. What am I talking about? Just be careful with your money. Everyone, please. Speaking of which, patreon.com/Steele Wars. $3 the month. Support things that are going on. Sizzle Dizzle says you left out the most important and likely one, Toro Calican. Yes. Matthew Thurban says, I hope we see Dr. Mandible again. Sam Carey, Toro is just a given. That's the spirit. Excellent. All right, you guys. I get the feeling that this episode has gone on
long enough.
So let's wrap it up. Let's help out the algorithm. If you are whatever media you're watching, if you're listening to the Patreon exclusive audio, do nothing. Just keep doing what you're doing. It's great. If you're on YouTube, hit subscribe. Hit subscribe. Hit the bell. Ring it. Ring that bell. Don't delay. Ring the bell. I think that gives you alerts when new stuff comes. But we've got Corey Thursdays tomorrow at 4, 1 a.m. Pacific time, 4 a.m. Eastern, and I think about 8 p.m. Friday night for Australians. We will have the 1 a.m. reaction live stream directly after the Mandalorian. I will go live for I think we did about 20 minutes last week. It was super fun, and it's a hype-filled reaction without any digestion. It is good fun. So I always like doing the live shows after the premieres to get that burst as you walk out of the cinema. So that's super fun. We'll have the rapid reaction, the reaction video, the under 10 minutes thing. That will be up sometime Friday, hopefully. Hawes Calls will be up on Friday for patrons with me and Hawes on the phone, raving about the episode for half an hour, and then Saturday night we'll go back to the round table, which is man, they've been fun. They've worked out a lot like just a bunch of mates just laughing and talking about Star Wars. It has been a real delight. So Sam Carey, algorithm, thank you so much. Segue to Patreon. Thank you, John. I'm a real pro. Sam Carey says, can we please have Gideon in these last 3 episodes? I need more Giancarlo. He'll be there. I'm not sure how much in this next one, but very excited. You don't get given a Beskar spear unless you're going to use it. And what better thing to use it against than the Dark Saber? Leidra says, thank you for answering my mask question, Steele. Great episode. I really look forward to these, and you and your daily content has absolutely been a massive help in these times. Thanks, buddy. Doing it helps me out as well. Don't worry about that. I've talked about that before. And one of our very valued listeners reached out to me today and said they were having a hard day, so they were really looking forward to this, and they were, very humbling for me, grateful for the regular content to take their mind off things, and thinking about you. Big hug out to you today, and I hope things pick up for the weekend. These are uncharted times for us emotionally and psychologically, so it's give yourself some slack, because things are they can get tough because we're not built. We've the way humans have developed over thousands of years, and then where all our interactions and social norms have been mixed around this year in such a dramatic way. So that's going to have an effect on you. And so give yourself some slack. You're going to have those hard days, but you'll pull through, guys. You'll pull through. So with that, we'll catch you tomorrow with Corey. And Star Wars You Buy podcast, patrons only, covering the first couple of months of 1983. All the Star Wars news is up now as a Patreon exclusive YouTube. So if you're a patron, go on the Patreon and there'll be a link to get to the YouTube, the private video, and it's got all images from the news stories we're talking about, and the audio for that will be up on the Patreon as well this evening. So more content. love the content, respect the content. Most of all, respect the algorithm. Hit all the buttons. Leave a comment of your thoughts of any of this stuff. What if you saw Detours, what you thought of it. And I'll be sure to reply in the YouTube comments over the coming days. Been enjoying doing that. Thanks so much, you guys. And may that force be with you.